So, welcome back to Life of the Chalk Souls and welcome to this vlog. Happy afternoon. I have Hunter and Maddie down for a nap. I don't know if Maddie's actually gonna fall asleep, but she is at least having some quiet time in her room. And I want to make a recipe for kind of like meal prep my lunches for this week. So I wanted to share the recipe that I made. Or it's not even my recipe. I got it from a friend. It's called Kapusta. And I don't even have like a recipe. I just have a screenshot from her. And her last name is very Polish that I can't even pronounce it. So I know that it's like authentic. And it's not even a recipe. She just gave me the ingredients and you just kind of have to measure with your heart. So anyway, it's called Kapusta and it has some cabbage in it. So I got some cabbage at the farmer's market this week, and then some sauerkraut. We have onions, which I've already used my trusty little food processor here. I just got this a couple weeks ago. And then we have some kielbasa as well. And then you also add in some sour cream, or not sour cream, some cottage cheese. And then you can do egg noodles as well if you want. And like a little bit of salt and pepper, she said. And I love egg noodles, so I've got those cooking on the stove. And I just need to toss, basically you just toss all the ingredients in together. And then once they're all warmed up, you're basically done. As I was cooking, I realized I wanted a little more onion, so I have that in there cooking. So the instructions just say saute onions and shredded green cabbage until translucent, add sauerkraut and kielbasa, usually an equal ratio of onions and cabbage to sauerkraut, but if you want it less tangy, then do less kraut. Then you add cottage cheese, about half a cup, and salt and pepper. And then optionally add egg noodles, which I'm definitely doing. But what I'm gonna do is, instead of just adding salt and pepper, I'm gonna use this Kinder's seasoning, which is called the blend, which has salt, pepper, and garlic powder in it. And for most recipes, I add those three ingredients like separately. So I'm like, this is amazing. It adds it all together and it's so easy. So now I just need to open my sauerkraut and add that in, and then get my cottage cheese out and add that together. This is definitely not a recipe that you would want like right before you go on like a first date or something, because it kind of smells like a little bit like fart. Obviously with like the sauerkraut and the cabbage and the onions, like it's not the best. And then I wasn't planning on dumping in all of the egg noodles. I only cooked half a bag, but I accidentally, when I was dumping the egg noodles in, just like all of them fell down and into it. So there's definitely a lot more noodles than I originally planned for, but this will give me some good lunches. And I was reading in a magazine, it was a Better Homes and Gardens magazine, and they were talking about how good gut health is, like for longevity and for like brain health and stuff like that, and how eating fermented foods is really important for like your gut health. And so I was like, I should eat more fermented foods, and pulled this recipe from like the screenshots from 2022. So I think it'll be pretty good for lunches this week, and hopefully it means that my brain will get smarter. So I have this diaper caddy that I'm going to use kind of as like my car caddy, and I have it set up really good with like all of our summer accessories and everything. I'm gonna keep it in the trunk of my car and kind of use it as like a diaper bag. I think I have it set up really nice. So the first thing that I have obviously is going to be diapers and wipes. And I do have 2 kids in diapers, but who's going to be hanging out with me this summer is going to be Hunter and then Maddie. And Maddie obviously doesn't wear diapers, so I don't need like anything for summer. But I do have a change of clothes. I just have a onesie for Hunter as well as a t-shirt for me, just for like spills or anything like that. This is a bag, kind of like a tote. And I thought that this would be perfect for if we're going to like the farmer's market and need to like hold all of the stuff that we're buying, or if we're going to the beach and I need to bring some of this stuff and like bring it down to the beach with us, I can kind of transfer everything into this tote, and it's really easy to like wash and everything as well. Speaking of the beach, we have some sunscreen here, and I have the Think Baby sunscreen. And then one hack that I learned is to use a makeup sponge to apply it. So you put the sunscreen on and you use just like the makeup sponge to help like rub it in to like kids' skin, and that way your hands aren't getting all gross and dirty, but then it's really easy to apply, or they could use, Maddie had so much fun applying it with this. More sun protection, I got a little sun hat for Hunter, and then I packed a headband for me, like one of these little stretchy ones, because if I need to put my hair up, if I start the day with my hair down and it ends up at the end of the day, all these little postpartum baby hairs, you need a little headband. I also have some hand sanitizer and then some deodorant for me as well, so I can reapply throughout the day. And I bought this brand new first aid kit. So it's just super basic. I bought it just because it was so small and compact. Realistically, if you need any type of first aid, anything more than just like an alcohol wipe and a Band-Aid, like you're gonna be leaving where you are and coming home anyway, so I don't need anything more than just that. But I thought this was cool size, and I can keep this in my car, you know, even after the summer. Speaking of my hair, I also have a hair scrunchie, and that could work for my hair or Maddie's. I have a trash bag, like a little grocery trash bag, just for like dirty diapers or, you know, whatever messes we may have. So another thing we're doing this summer is Maddie has a couple different classes and camps that she's going to. One of them is like a reading class, and then one of them is a ballet class. She has to have like her leotard and her tights, and then she also needs ballet shoes. And so I'm packing the ballet shoes in the car. That way, no matter what, no matter where we are, even if she just goes in like her normal street clothes, she'll be able to have her ballet shoes in the car and be able to go to her class. So we'll always have those in here. And another thing that I packed over here are kind of different like activities, well, kind of activities that we can do. One of the things is I have two different handheld fans, and I know I don't need both of them. I'm like, I like this one because it's so small and compact. It fits so nicely right here. But I like this one because it can wrap around like a stroller. It's got like a little tripod to stand up. So I think I like this one better, even though it's a little bit bigger, just because I could set it up, you know, if we're laying on the blanket and it's hot outside, I can like lay it up like that and have it blow on like Hunter or myself to keep cool. So I'm gonna put this one back since I don't need it, but I have that fan here. And then some different activities. I have one baby toy because he's only 2 months old, and the clouds in the sky can be his entertainment, but I just have like a little rattle here, maybe something for him to like grab onto or reach for. I didn't want to forget about Hunter. So here's a couple activities. These are actually binoculars. And they have like a little necklace as well, so these will be fun. I mean, I'll even use the binoculars. You can look around at all the wildlife and things like that when we're outside. I've shared these little writing pads before and so many different things. We use them for literally everything, so I grabbed one for the car. And then this is a little paint watercolor set, and the paint is actually in the page. So you don't need like separate paints to dip it in. You just dip your brush into the paint and it works, which I think is amazing. Obviously, Frozen is a big hit in our family. So one of the things that I did with that, I kind of figured it was like low mess. We could do it maybe at like a picnic table, or even just like on like a picnic blanket on the ground or something like that. Obviously, you need some accessories for that if you're going to be painting. So in this little baggie, I have this cup. And it's got a lid, and compacts down, and I thought this would be perfect to put like water in, and I'll just always have my like water bottle with me, and I could, you know, have this be filled with water, and if it doesn't matter if it like spills, I'm not gonna make a mess. And then I also packed some little paint brushes to use as well, ones that I don't care if we like lose them. And then I have an eraser in here as well as some regular pencils. So this little zipper pouch has stamps in it and stamp pads, and I packed some paper in somewhere else, so that's like another little activity. Again, not very messy, but it was like a little stamp pad. So this is a giant picnic blanket, and it's giant, I mean, but it folds up so skinny, and it has like a little carrying case. I've used it already, and it is really nice. I know, I just used it today. So it's got a really pretty like tropical pattern on it, and it's like waterproof on the back and just folds up and zips up really nice. So I have that in the car as well. And unfortunately, a few things were like overflow, so I just put it in this bin. One thing being an old ratty beach towel, and this comes in handy as like a picnic blanket as well. Obviously I have like a nice one, but for things like if you're going to the park early in the morning and there's like dew on the slide, or it's like wet, or like a puddle at the bottom of the slide, or maybe the sprinklers are on and you're running through the sprinklers at the park and then you get a little bit wet, or whatever it may be, obviously something that's like you can dry is very handy. So this is my baby carrier. So I have this packed up as well. That way I always have it. Usually I use my stroller, but I'm like, if I'm out and about and want to use the baby carrier, I need it in the car with me. I'm not gonna like run back home and grab it. So a couple more activities that I packed. A tiny thing of Play-Doh. I just thought that was fun. Again, it's like mess free, but I could just like toss this in somewhere and be entertained. The little like catch and throw Velcro game. We have one of these that we keep in like the RV when we're traveling. Yes. My dad has a set, we have a set, and this is kind of like more fun. Instead of like a soccer ball, this is like what we can do, and me and Maddie can play while Hunter is like napping or something like that. Yay. So this will be fun. Picnic today. Yeah, when we go on our picnic, we can bring this. Then I have this little set of markers. So Maddie got this in her Easter basket, and it's got a bunch of markers on it and then a bunch of paper that fit inside. So I just thought this was so handy to have everything packaged up together. But then this is the paper that she can use for like the stamps, or the paper she can use for like coloring, or I don't know, making paper airplanes out of. I thought it was just so nice to have that all wrapped up in there. This little painting book, and this is the same thing as the little Frozen one where the color is inside the pages and you just have to get it wet to paint it. And again, I'm like, this is mess free. We can bring this, and we can bring the paintbrushes and bring the little cup, and then all of a sudden we have some entertainment while we're outside and about, if we're like at a coffee shop, whatever it may be. A little bit of education as well. So this is just like a little summer before first grade workbook, and it's got a bunch of like stickers and stuff in it, and so I'm like, it'd be fun to do like some little bit of educational stuff. So, you know, I have the pencils and the eraser and stuff. And then the last thing I have is a little pack of snacks. I do keep snacks in my car like all the time. I have a vlog about how I've organized my car and the snacks that I keep in it, but I'm gonna do some different snacks and keep them in here. And so when we're heading on out, I can just grab this little bag and put it in the bottom of my stroller, and then we're good to go and all packed up. I'm gonna put this in the car, and then I'll a little bit later pack up the snacks before we head on out for a little picnic. So this is a little snack bag that I'm going to pack to bring in with the car bag that I already packed and fit into the car. This is a little bit extra. You don't need a bag like this. You could literally use a Ziploc bag or literally use like a grocery bag to hold it all together. But I just thought that this was super fun. One thing are these Belvitas Love these little like cinnamon crackers. And then we have 2 different kinds of like little mini Lara bars. I've mentioned how much I love Lara bars.
That one.
I know, Maddie has already broken out into the chocolate chip one, and then we also have a chocolate brownie one as well, and I like the size. This one's probably gonna be my favorite, and then Maddie's already broken into these and liked them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're perfect little square sizes.
I have another one.
You can in just a moment.
Okay.
And then a couple packs of fruit snacks, and I got these from Thrive Market, and they're the ones that are completely allergy friendly, you know, no artificial dyes or anything like that. So I got a couple of those, as well as this That's It bar, and it's literally just that's it, that's just fruits. But again, I got those from Thrive Market. Then we got some yogurt covered raisins, and hopefully these don't melt. I was really trying to get like non-melty foods, as well as some mini vanilla wafers, because again, I was thinking like I wanted cookies or something, but every type of cookie has like chocolate in it and it's gonna melt. So I'm like, can't do like chocolate chip cookies, and I can't do like chocolate covered anything. So I'm gonna pack these up in my little snack bin and add those into the car as well, and I think we'll be good to go.
Place the star, a basement smoke, but I'd only trip over my tongue. What I give to have a jacket pockets, jagged throat.
This is Mama's, and I'm working on this. So I put pink here, pink there, purple there, purple. But we have to finish that. There's a lot of 6s and 5s, and there's nothing in it. It's a makeup box. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe my mom's videos and my video today. Bye!
So as Maddie explained, we went to Hobby Lobby and picked up a few fun little activities. I let Maddie pick out one thing to do kind of to kick off the summer, and she picked out the little, she called it a makeup kit, but it's just like a little box that you can decorate with the little foam stickers. I got a puzzle in the shape of a butterfly, and then we also got the little cotton candy as a treat, and came home and were able to decorate the little box, as well as now you have a fun little thing to store little trinkets in. It's fun to do when you're 6. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Maddie. So now that I've backed up my car and have my little caddy in there with all my different activities and everything, there's a few things that I considered but I didn't actually pack, and it's things like a soccer ball, mainly because it's like takes up a lot of space, and I didn't want to be like kicking a soccer ball and having that like the danger of like if I have Hunter laying on the blanket or something, having it like hit him. But then I also thought of like a beach ball, because you could do a lot with a beach ball, but it's like inflatable and it wouldn't take up very much room if you like deflated it or something. So I love the idea of bubbles. You could do sand toys if you're going to the beach, or like a park that had sand at it. You could do chalk as well. I used to carry chalk in my car, and I don't have that. We play with that in like our backyard. An umbrella, for like a sun umbrella maybe, or something like that for some shade. A chair, and then like a scooter or a bike maybe. I don't know if that's something you like keep in there all the time. And then something like temporary tattoos. That would be another thing where it'd be like a fun, you could like sit there and have your kid put the tattoo on you with just like the water that you already are bringing, and that's just like, again, like mess free way to just kind of relax hanging out on the blanket. So later that night we did a family movie night and watched the Chronicles of Narnia, which is such a cute little movie. We have Maddie in her little onesie and Brooklyn laying down on the ground. And then Summer and Hunter sat next to me until it was time for her to go to bed, and just had a nice family quiet night together. But then the next day, we went for a walk around the neighborhood. I was pushing my baby and Maddie was pushing her baby, and just got some fresh air. I've been really trying to get out of the house and stretch my legs, be more active, get some fresh air, and enjoy this warm weather and this summertime that we have and we're so blessed with to live in Southern California when it's so nice all the time. So just trying to get out of the house, whether it's with one kid, two kids, or all kids, and just enjoy the summertime. So thanks for watching the Life of the Troxels. We'll see you next time.